and hello parents. Today we are going to be looking at Luke chapter 5, which we covered in church this week, to help us understand it better and do a craft together to help us remember it. Now today we're thinking about who helps us when we're sick. So I've got my stethoscope ready to help us. And I'm going to read from chapter 5 of Luke, starting at verse 27. Let's listen. After this, Jesus went out and saw a tax collector by the name of Levi sitting at his tax booth. Now, tax collectors were not very popular back then. They took lots of money from people and were not very well liked at all. "Follow me," Jesus said to him, and Levi got up, left everything and followed him. Then Levi held a great banquet for Jesus at his house, and a large crowd of tax collectors and others were eating with them. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law who belonged to their sect complained to the disciples, "Why do you eat with tax collectors and sinners?" See, they don't understand why Jesus, a good man, is eating with people that are not very well liked and don't do things the way that they should do. Let's listen to Jesus' answer. Jesus answered them, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." Wow. Do you go to the doctor if you're well? No, of course you don't. You go when you feel poorly. Jesus is saying he wants to be the doctor for us, for the sickness of our black hearts covered in sin, from doing things our way, not God's way. But before Jesus can heal our hearts, we need to know that we are sinners so that we can go to him. Let's keep reading. They said to him, "John's disciples often fast and pray, and so do the disciples of the Pharisees, but yours go on eating and drinking." Now, fasting is where you don't eat anything to honour and serve God. And these teachers of the law are saying, why isn't Jesus and his disciples doing that too? Jesus answers, "Can you make the guests of the bridegroom fast while he is with them? But the time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them. In those days they will fast." Jesus calls himself a bridegroom, like at a wedding. God comes down to his people now, and that is to be celebrated. That is great. It is a wonderful party that we can eat and drink because Jesus was on earth. Now, this next bit is a little bit tricky, so listen very carefully. He told them this parable. "No one tears a patch from a new garment and sews it onto an old one. If he does, he will have torn the new garment, and the patch from the new will not match the old. And no one pours new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the new wine will burst the skins, the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined. No, new wine must be poured into new wineskins. And no one, after drinking old wine, wants the new, for he says the old is better." We've learned that Jesus can heal our hearts. Like a doctor makes people well, but we need to trust in him alone. Not things of old, not things that we do ourselves. He brings something new because he went on to do everything that was needed to heal our hearts by dying on the cross and getting rid of our sin forever when we trust in him. And Jesus came back to life, beating death forever. And that is something that no doctor can do. Hooray for Jesus. Now, to help us remember this story, we are going to make a little first aid kit of our own with all the things you need to be a doctor, and the reminder of Luke 5 verse 31 and 32, that Jesus came to not call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. I hope you've really enjoyed this story from Luke, and I hope you really enjoy doing your craft. Bye!